SRIRAM's IAS, serving the nation since 1985. Ab offline, hoya online, we are the lifeline.
In a democracy, the law should reflect the voice of the people. But in Tamil Nadu, that voice was kept waiting. Important bills passed by the elected State Legislative Assembly to improve education, bring reforms, and address people's need sat without action. There were no just papers, but they were promises of progress. But they stayed stuck, unsigned by the governor. No approval, no rejection, no explanation. The people had voted for change. The government, acting on the mandate, worked hard to pass those changes through laws. Yet, 10 such bills remained in limbo, some for over 3 years. And when the assembly passed them again, hoping the governor would finally approve them, he chose to send them to the president instead. This silence and sudden action by the governor didn't just raise eyebrows, it raised a constitutional crisis. The state government took this matter to the Supreme Court, asking a simple but powerful question. Can one person appointed to the constitutional post hold back the will of an entire elected legislature? To understand why this case mattered so much, we must look into what the Constitution says. Article 200 of the Indian Constitution explains what a governor can do when a bill is passed by the state legislature. The governor has 3 choices: approve the bill, return it with suggestions, or in special cases, send it to the president if it may conflict with the national laws. But the article also says the governor must act as soon as possible. That means no indefinite waiting. There is no room for silence. There is also a key clause. If the governor returns a bill and the assembly passes it again, then it must give his assent. And at that point, the governor is not allowed to withhold approval. This is how our constitution balances respect for advice by the governor with the will of the people. Article 163 adds that the governor must act on the advice of the state's elected government, except in rare cases. This makes sense. India is a parliamentary democracy. The elected council of ministers decide and the governor acts. But in Tamil Nadu, the process broke down. Governor neither approved nor returned the bills. Then after the assembly repassed them, reenacted them, he chose to reserve them for the president. This move, done without reason or explanation, raised serious questions. Could a governor delay like this forever? Was this allowed by the Constitution? The Supreme Court stepped in to give clarity. In a powerful and a clear judgment, it ruled that the governor's actions were wrong and against the Constitution. The court said a governor cannot sit silently on the bill. The Constitution expects quick action, not endless delay. It ruled that the so-called pocket veto, where a governor simply doesn't respond, is unconstitutional. Next, the court explained that the withholding assent is not the end of the matter. If the governor does not agree with a bill, he must return it to the assembly with suggestions. And if the assembly passes it again, the governor has no choice but to sign it. This is how democracy works. The people's voice must have the final say. In Tamil Nadu case, the governor has not sent the bills back with comments. He waited. And when the assembly passed the same bills again, instead of approving them, he sent them to the president. The court said that this was not allowed. If the governor wanted to involve the president, he should have done that at the beginning, not after the assembly has reenacted the bills. The court also reminded everyone of the governor's role. Governors are not meant to act like political gatekeepers. Their job is to help the constitutional process, not stop it. And they must follow the advice of the state government unless the Constitution specifically allows them to act otherwise on their discretion. The court then did something rare. It used its special powers under Article 142 to do complete justice. It declared that the 10 Tamil Nadu bills that had been blocked by the governor would be treated as if they had received assent. This meant the law would come into effect, ending the delay once and for all. But the court didn't stop there. It laid down rules for the future to stop such delays from happening again. The first one was, if the governor agrees to the government's advice, he must act within 1 month. Second, if he disagrees and wants to withhold assent, he must return the bill with reason within 3 months. Third, if he wants to send the bill to the president, that decision must also be made within 3 months. And fourth, if the assembly passes a bill again after it is returned, the governor must approve it within 1 month. These timelines are meant to make sure that state laws are not stalled without reason. They protect the balance between the state government's right to make laws and the governor's duty to act fairly. This judgment is a turning point for Indian democracy. It says that no one can block the people's voice for too long. It reminds all governors that their role is to support the governance, not delay it. It draws a line between legitimate concern and silent obstruction. The court also sent a message to the people. It showed that when democratic institutions are ignored, the judiciary will step in. It gives strength to state legislature, telling them that their work must be respected. And it gives the hope to citizens who wondered if the system still worked for them. This case is about more than just 10 bills in one state. It is about the very meaning of democracy. In India, power belongs to the people. The constitution protects the power. When elected government act within the law, their decisions should not be blocked without reason. By standing up for this principle, the Supreme Court did more than settle a legal dispute. It protected the soul of our democratic system. It reminded us that the governance must move, not stand still. And when the will of the people is clear, the system must respond, not retreat. This judgment will guide all governors in the future. It will help prevent misuse of office. It will support state governments trying to pass laws for the public good. And it will remind everyone that in a constitutional democracy, the final word belongs not to silence but to the people. Jai Hind.